Welcome back. It's the end of our first week together, and today our focus is going to be on survival responses. This week we have explored the resilience and learned how our autonomic nervous system provides both the charge and the release so that our nervous system can stay in balance. We learned more around the definition of stress and how that's similar but yet different than trauma, but yet how it impacts our body. And so today, like I said, we're going to talk about the four survival responses that we experience as humans. And so first, let's talk about what survival responses are. They are automatic responses that occur during times when we perceive a threat, whether that is an environment that we believe is threatening or perceive to be threatening, or a situation. A person may live in a constant state of distress. Unpleasant sensations can result, moving a person into their high or low zone. And everything from multisensory reminders of a traumatic or stressful experience can be activated through even small reminders that would generate this survival response. Now, because we have such a negativity bias, our tracking automatically recognizes the unpleasant sensations. And by staying with those unpleasant sensations, a person may find themselves stuck in the high or low zone, which is why in CRM we focus heavily on recognizing the unpleasant, but then shifting to the pleasant or the neutral sensation. And so there are four survival responses: fight, flight, freeze, and friend. Friend is sometimes also referred to as tend and befriend. So let's look at each of these individually. Fight. Fight is the first that most people are likely familiar with as a survival response. This is an active response activated through our sympathetic nervous system, and this is a defense mechanism. This can look like running towards danger and physically engaging, but it could also not be a physical type of engagement. Passive-aggressive behavior could also show up as a type of fight behavior. Flight is the running away from danger response, also activated in your sympathetic nervous system. And flight, again, could be physical in that physical act of moving away from danger, but could also look like isolation and not wanting to engage or becoming invisible in spaces so that you're not called on or engaged with. So important to note that while both of them are an action, a move to action through our sympathetic nervous system, they can also show up in non-physical means. The next is freeze. Freeze and flop, sometimes represented with the slash between them. Freeze is actually, best way to explain that is scared stiff. You might notice here on the screen with the deer, when somebody's in a frozen or an animal's in a frozen state, their eyes could be glossy. They may look literally scared stiff, but inside their nervous system is in a highly activated state. In the freeze response, both parts of the autonomic nervous system are activated. So the sympathetic is activated as well as the parasympathetic, which creates this frozen type of state. I did add flop here. Not to confuse the situation, but flop is actually when the parasympathetic is actively engaged to the point where all of the organs, heart rate, blood flow, brain activity slows so much that it believes that the prey believes that it has died. But what's happened is it's activated so much on that parasympathetic that it has fully slowed itself. And when we explore nervous system release next week, we'll explore the common reactions that happen when your body comes back into state after a survival response. But the last survival response I wanted to spend time with is the friend response. Again, with recent studies in 2013, it has also been named as the tend and befriend survival response. This survival response is one that many don't know, and this survival response really speaks to the friending of the aggressor. And so there was a formal study that refers to the protection of the social group for mutual defense, and that befriending is essential to know about when you're working and finding yourself in spaces where there could be extreme bullying or a level of aggressive behavior that requires, or you notice that you might be overly friendly, or you might invite out to lunch or spend more time with, and then try to consider afterwards, why would you do that? Why did you spend time being kind? And so this is a new area of survival response that CRM likes to bring to the forefront to really allow that understanding of the response that shows up when cumulative trauma might be at play. And so this is the tend and befriend, and again, also known as friend survival response. And so in our awareness moments today, we're going to explore two CREM skills. The first is grounding. Grounding is the direct contact of the body or part of the body with something that provides support. It's the gravitational security that we really build our interpersonal relationships with, and understanding that when we are grounded, we have a sense of self in relationship to the present time and space. And so by also doing this level of practice, it prevents us from really thinking or worrying about the past or the future. The other skill we're going to explore in one of our awareness moments is gesturing. I'll offer a couple of opportunities across the awareness moments today and next week to really allow you to explore what gestures might be soothing to you. What might you be doing that calms yourself and helps you move back into the resilient zone that you may not be aware of? So again, enjoy your awareness moments, and I'll see you soon.